Hello vinyl community, this is Randy. Back today with another video. Today is March the 22nd. I'm going to show you some records that I've picked up in the first 3 weeks of March today. So the first one I have to show you is this record by The Bad Plus. The Bad Plus. This is a jazz group from, I think they're from the New York area up there. It's interesting in jazz, a lot of times, it seems like most of the time really it's just a person's name, sax player, trumpet player, whoever will just be their name, and then they'll have a band playing. But there are a few jazz bands too. I guess The Comet is Coming is another well-known jazz band. Go-Go Penguin. So this is The Bad Plus. This is a band that's been around since 2000. They started out as a trio. Ethan Iverson playing piano, Rita Anderson on bass, and Dave King on drums. That form of the band lasted until about 2016. Then they picked up Ethan Iverson quit, and they picked up another piano player. I think they did a couple records with him, but then he decided to leave. So now they've picked up. So the bass player and the drummer, Rita Anderson and Dave King, are still together. They are the core of the band. And now they've picked up a guitar player and sax player. So Ben Monder plays guitar, and Chris Speed plays tenor sax and clarinet. I was listening to some of this, and I thought, wow, is he playing soprano sax too? But it's actually a clarinet. So, yeah, this is jazz, right? Contemporary jazz. And it's really quite good. It's probably my favorite jazz record so far this year of jazz that's been recorded. Well, it was recorded, I guess, in September of 21. Then it seems like it took a whole year for him to do all the mixing and everything. It came out digitally in September of 22, but was just available on vinyl here within the past couple weeks or so. And yeah, contemporary jazz. It's really fantastic. The guitar work is just fantastic. He really gives the sax player some good textures to play against. Sometimes it hardly even sounds like a guitar. He's using some chords and some pedals, I guess, and different tones. Plays a lot of chords, and really sounds good. He also does some solos. I meant to mention that the Bad Plus, when they started out in 2000, they actually were sort of a jazz cover band. They did a cover version of Smells Like Teen Spirit, and in 2014 they did their own version of Stravinsky's The Rite of Spring, and so that was really interesting. I have that digitally, and I first heard of the Bad Plus when I got this record by Ethan Iverson, the piano player who left the band. And I think I got this in 2014. And this is Ethan playing with a bass player and a drummer that had been playing with Brad Meldau for a long time. And then also Lee Konitz joins him on this one. So that was the big reason I got it, because I'm a big Lee Konitz fan. And this is really interesting. 2014, but this is where I learned about The Bad Plus from this CD, this Ethan Iverson CD, so he's not even in the band anymore. But anyway, here is the record. Contemporary jazz. Some of it really jams. Is almost like it's very jamming, almost like rock, like improvisation, almost like a jam band or something. I guess you could say. The first song on side 2, especially, "Sick Fire." Really very good. Some of this beautiful green vinyl. Really looks very nice, yeah. So, The Bad Plus. Yeah, really good. I got my very first Frank Zappa record. I have never had any Frank Zappa before, and I've been watching all these vinyl community videos for the past 5 or 6 years, and Frank Zappa's hugely popular in the vinyl community, and yeah, I think I've just held off on Frank Zappa because it's sort of intimidating. I mean, the catalog is just so large. I mean, he has so many albums, and as far as I know from what I've read about him and stuff, I mean, there's not a period where people, say he produced some really not very, all of it's very well respected and much loved, I think, by Zappa fans. So anyway, I got this one that was just recently re-released. And this is Frank Zappa. I guess it's not credited to the Mothers of Invention. And Waka Jawaka, or Waka Jawaka. Waka Jawaka, or Waka Jawaka. I'm not really sure what the pronunciation is. Another reason I sort of held off on Frank Zappa is because it seems like the songs that I did here were always basically like novelty tunes. They were songs with like a sense of humor, and for some reason they just didn't really appeal to me. So the whole first side of this album is instrumental, Big Swifty. It's just fantastic. I really love it. I mean, it's just, jazz rock fusion. Absolutely fantastic. Lots of horns. The first songs on side 2 are Your Mouth and It Just Might Be a One-Shot Deal, and those sort of fulfilled what I felt like about Frank Zappa. They're kind of like novelty songs. Not exactly novelty songs, but well, I mean, they're not bad, and I guess they have grown on me some since I've been listening to the record some, so I might be able to get used to the vocals. But the title cut, the last song, 11 minutes long, Waka Jawaka, wow, that's fantastic. Another fantastic instrumental song with some really good horns in it. So yeah, Frank Zappa, I was really glad to get that one on Zappa Records. Zappa Records. And I got another jazz record here. 12 Stars by Melissa Aldana. This is sort of an example of what I was talking about earlier, where it's accredited to Melissa Aldana. But when you listen to this record, there is a lot of, she's a saxophone player, so there's a lot of sax work on it, but there's also a guitar player and a piano player that get to take their solos too, and it's really very much a group effort. One of the best album covers I've seen for a long time. The cover is done by Cecile McLaurin-Salvant, jazz singer. I really like that one a lot. So this is contemporary jazz too, and this doesn't have the jamming type fusion feel. I would call this pretty much more like straight ahead contemporary jazz. So there's not like a whole lot of hard bop, free flowing jams. It's very melodic sounding. Very melodic sounding. Really sounds very nice. I've been playing this record a lot. So this had been my favorite record, jazz record of 2023 until I got to Bad Plus. So this one has been really good too. And here's a picture of Melissa. There's no lyrics. These songs are all instrumental. But she describes each one of them. And the way she came up with the ideas for this song was by using the tarot. Using tarot cards. So I thought that was really interesting. We got all kinds of artists who, talk about the influence of, religion and stuff like that in their songs. I think tarot for her is sort of a way to, a guidance for her life. So on this blue vinyl, Blue Note Records, Melissa Aldana, jazz saxophone. Not all jazz. I've still been listening to a lot of rock and roll too, and All Them Witches. Very much a rock and roll band. They're a Nashville-based band. This is their 2015 album. What is it called? Oh yeah, Sleeping Through the War. Sleeping Through the War. So this is a 2015 album. This is the second All Them Witches album I've gotten. Got the other one about a year or so ago. And, 2 guitars, bass, and drums. Fantastic artwork on this. And, I think they're sort of classified as like hard rock or stoner rock or something like that. But they really remind me a lot of Lord Huron, which is what I thought after the first album that I got. So I guess sort of that mysterious feel to some of their songs, sort of a spooky feeling, I guess, or but it rocks pretty hard, and labels are the same on both sides. These custom labels. The inner sleeve is very cool artwork too. All Them Witches. That's on New West Records. record I've really been listening to a lot, UK Grin. This is a couple of guys from the UK. It's the guy basically just talks. I mean, I guess you would call it rapping. It's not really like rapping in what we think of as rap music. He basically just kind of talking. Some of it where he sort of sings a little bit. It's sort of basic singing. It sounds like some singing you might hear if you were, I think if you're in a pub in England and, you know, they're cheering on their football team there, they sing a lot. So it's, I don't know what I would call real serious, but most of it's talking. And I'll tell you, this picture, this absolutely captures what the guy sounds like. Doesn't he just look like he would be the guy who would, you know, kind of complain about everything? He you know, would have problems with authority figures, and yeah, it's really cool though. So the words are kind of hard to understand because the British accents are so strong, but there is lyric sheet to it, so I'm able to understand all the words. The only other issue is just really knowing what it is that they're talking about, because my feeling is that a lot of this stuff is very, you know, politically motivated in England and stuff, and they're sort of an angry couple of guys, and I maybe don't really know the issues, but the music just sounds really cool to listen to, real fun to listen to. So really been enjoying this one. I'm trying to figure out where I think I just saw this one advertised a couple of times, and then I saw it at the record store, so I decided to go ahead and pick it up, and I think I saw it advertised online, and I just remember seeing that cover. I was like, God, that's a horrible cover. I mean, who would want to listen to those guys? It's a lot of fun. It's a good record, so yeah, I've been enjoying that one. And then finally, the record that we've been hearing in the background throughout this video, Shades of Blue. William Now, Bradley at William Now, showed 5 records by Don Rendell and Ian Carr Quintet. A couple of weeks ago, they've been re-released. These records were recorded in 1965 in England. So this is, there's a track listing. So this would be British jazz. And so Brad really liked he had all 5 of these records. He really liked them a lot. And I'm trying to remember if he did samplers or not, but I can't remember. But I remember his recommendation was just so strong that I just went ahead and ordered it, and it really does. It sounds like it has been re-released, and it's a nice cover, Shades of Blue, original packaging, and can't show you the vinyl because we're hearing it right now. This is black vinyl, and this is on what is this record label? It was like Columbia EMI, but I think it's a newer Lansdowne. Well, it's a Lansdowne series. I think that's what it was called in the 60s when it was released. So they've all been re-released. So this is jazz. It is a Don Rendell playing tenor and soprano sax, Ian Carr playing trumpet and flugelhorn, Colin Purebrook playing piano, Dave Green on bass, and Trevor Tompkin on drums. So I'll just sort of repeat what Brad said, which is, I mean, it really sounds different from the 60s jazz that was being recorded at Blue Note that we've heard so much. A totally different sound. Is there? Sounds really good. It's all sounds kind of sophisticated. It sounds like something you might hear at a cocktail party. I think so. Yeah, I've really been listening to this one quite a bit too. So some more of those records. Yeah. So that's it. That's what I've gotten in the first part of March 2023. So I think that was all that I wanted to tell you. So hope everybody's doing well. Thanks very much. Let me know what you think about these records. And thanks very much for watching.